reintroduced to the word stillness.
Shock rippled through Fellowship Church one Sunday morning when Pastor Charles Jenkins suddenly collapsed during his sermon. The sanctuary, once alive with energy and worship, transformed in an instant. One moment, the pastor's voice was filled with passion and conviction. The next, it trembled and his hand gripped the pulpit more tightly. At first, some thought it was just the intensity of the message, but within seconds, Pastor Jenkins fell forward, leaving the congregation in stunned silence. Chaos followed as people rushed to help, their emotions raw and immediate. Eyewitnesses described the scene as surreal, almost as if time had paused. Some initially thought he had fainted, while others immediately sensed the gravity of the situation. Screams, prayers, and urgent calls for help filled the room, and trained medical professionals among the congregation rushed to his side. Ushers tried to manage the panic as others ran to call 911. Within moments, paramedics arrived, carrying a stretcher through the church doors. What had been a place of joyful singing was now heavy with worry and uncertainty. As Pastor Jenkins was lifted onto the stretcher, tears streamed down the faces of those who had followed his ministry for years. Choir members who had been singing moments before stood quietly, some covering their faces, others holding each other for support. Outside, flashing lights from emergency vehicles illuminated the streets while members formed prayer circles, holding hands and whispering heartfelt pleas for his recovery. The transformation of the sanctuary from a space of celebration to one of concern was almost instantaneous. The hospital confirmed that Pastor Jenkins was alive but in serious condition, requiring close monitoring. For the congregation, the wait for information was agonizing. Limited updates created both anxiety and hope, as the family requested privacy while encouraging everyone to continue praying. Church leaders alternated visits to the hospital, simultaneously working to calm and guide the congregation through fear and uncertainty. Social media erupted almost immediately. Videos capturing the tense moments inside the church circulated online, spreading across the country. Messages of support poured in from followers, friends, and well-wishers. Hashtags like #PrayForJenkins began trending, symbolizing a collective call for hope. Yet alongside the prayers and encouragement, questions and speculations emerged. People wondered if the collapse had been due to exhaustion, underlying health issues, or the pressures of ministry. This situation highlighted the hidden demands faced by pastors like Jenkins. Those close to him shared that in the weeks leading up to his collapse, he had maintained an incredibly demanding schedule, preaching, traveling, attending meetings, and participating in music-related commitments, all while downplaying his fatigue. The incident underscored a truth often overlooked. Even the strongest leaders have limits. Their dedication and selflessness can sometimes mask their own need for rest and care. Inside the hospital, the atmosphere was a mixture of hope and apprehension. Small signs of response, movement, moments of awareness brought relief, but doctors emphasized that the next 24 hours would be critical. Family members remained by his side, providing love, support, and unwavering encouragement. His wife, described as both heartbroken and resilient, requested privacy while urging everyone to keep him in prayer. Church elders and leaders coordinated visits and updates, balancing the congregation's need for reassurance with respect for the family's wishes. The impact of Pastor Jenkins's collapse extended far beyond his church. Fellow pastors, gospel artists, and national leaders offered public prayers and messages of support. Names like Bishop T.D. Jakes and Kirk Franklin encouraged their communities to join in spiritual solidarity. Locally, church members gathered through the night, holding candles, singing softly, and praying for his recovery. The scene was one of unity and devotion, a collective effort to uplift their pastor in his time of need. Amidst the outpouring of love, discussions began to surface about the pressures placed on spiritual leaders. Some wondered if large ministries inadvertently set unrealistic expectations, expecting constant strength from their leaders without acknowledging the toll on their health and emotional well-being. Others highlighted the importance of shared responsibility within a church community, recognizing that no single individual can bear the entire weight of ministry alone. Back at the hospital, moments of hope continued to emerge. When Pastor Jenkins briefly opened his eyes and whispered, "Tell the church I love them," it was a profound and moving statement that resonated deeply with everyone who heard it. His words reminded the congregation that despite the fragility of the human body, the spirit remains resilient. Doctors emphasized the importance of rest and recovery, signaling that a return to full ministry would require time and care. The leadership of Fellowship Church faced challenging decisions in response to his condition. Plans for temporary pastoral support, succession planning, and maintaining the continuity of services were discussed. The congregation grappled with the reality of worshiping without the familiar presence and voice of their pastor, realizing the importance of collective support and shared responsibility. This moment became a turning point for the church, emphasizing that sustaining a ministry is a communal effort, not solely reliant on a single individual. Outside the hospital, the broader gospel community continued to rally in support. Prayer chains persisted, worship events were dedicated to his recovery, and messages of encouragement and solidarity spread widely. People across the nation engaged in heartfelt reflection, considering the lessons from Pastor Jenkins' experience. Conversations emerged about health, balance, and the necessity of caring for those who lead spiritual communities. The incident also prompted internal reflection within the church. Leaders and members discussed the importance of preventing burnout, fostering emotional resilience, and ensuring that ministers have access to rest and support. It became clear that Pastor Jenkins' collapse, while deeply alarming, had sparked meaningful dialogue about the sustainability of ministry and the need to protect the well-being of leaders. As the days passed, updates on Pastor Jenkins' condition were cautiously optimistic. Small improvements encouraged the family and congregation alike, reinforcing the power of hope, prayer, and community support. Each moment of awareness, every slight sign of recovery became a reason to celebrate and a reminder of the resilience of the human spirit. The story of Pastor Jenkins' collapse serves as more than a narrative about one individual's health scare. It is a testament to the importance of compassion, understanding, and shared responsibility in all aspects of life, especially within demanding leadership roles. It highlights the reality that even those who inspire and lead others must also receive care, support, and opportunities to rest. This experience prompted a larger conversation about the balance between dedication and self-care. Church members and leaders alike reflected on how to support their pastor and other leaders, not just through prayer, but through practical measures that ensure longevity, health, and emotional well-being. The incident underscored the principle that a strong community uplifts its leaders and shares the weight of responsibility, rather than expecting one person to bear it alone. Through the collective efforts of family, church leaders, and the wider faith community, Pastor Jenkins began the journey toward recovery. The love, prayers, and encouragement surrounding him became a source of strength, illustrating the profound impact of a unified community in times of crisis. Stories of his work, mentorship, and dedication circulated widely, reminding people of the legacy he had already built and the countless lives he had touched through his ministry. Through this experience, Fellowship Church has learned profound lessons about balance, leadership, and the importance of nurturing both spiritual and physical health. Pastor Jenkins' story will continue to inspire discussions about how to support leaders, manage responsibilities, and create a culture of care within faith communities. It serves as a reminder that even the strongest among us need rest, support, and understanding, and that when communities come together, they can weather even the most unexpected challenges. In the end, what began as a shocking moment of vulnerability turned into a powerful story of faith, hope, and communal strength. Pastor Jenkins' message, now more than ever, resonates beyond the pulpit. His collapse, while frightening, opened hearts, sparked meaningful conversations, and reinforced the timeless truth that leadership is not about bearing burdens alone. It is about building a community where everyone uplifts one another. This story, though rooted in one church, echoes across the wider gospel and faith communities. It challenges assumptions about strength, highlights the hidden pressures leaders face, and reminds us all of the importance of care, empathy, and balance. Pastor Jenkins' journey continues, but the lessons of that Sunday morning will be remembered for years to come. Even now, as he rests and recovers, the message is clear. Faith, love, and community can transform moments of crisis into opportunities for growth, understanding, and deeper connection. The congregation's response, the outpouring of support from around the nation, and the ongoing dialogue about leadership and well-being ensure that Pastor Jenkins' experience will leave a lasting, positive impact far beyond the walls of